Hi again. I am back for the BAFTAs. I would just like to reiterate that I am in no way an expert. This is just really fun to me and it's just a nice outlet to talk about this kind of stuff. Also, I'm still staying home right now and I have decided that I think I'll do the majority of these alone and do like the major ones with Molly, because it got to the point where we were doing once a week and that just got like too much for both of us, I think. I mean, unless she still wants to keep doing this with me, but I thought we would prioritize our time and just do the ones together for like the big ones, and then they can be better quality too. First off is Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas. Let's start with Nick because I'm just gonna gloss over it. It's just a black double-breasted suit. Boring. Priyanka, I really like this. Now, I don't want to say anything wrong, but I believe her top had Southeastern Asian influences, and I think it's really gorgeous. It is this really pretty coral red color, or maybe it's a more deep red. It just looks a little pink with the light on it. It's embroidered with all these gorgeous flowers, roses. That's the only flower that I know on this. And it has that traditional kind of mock neck. Normally they would just be cinched right down, but hers comes open and so we can see a little bit of skin, and I think it looks so good. I feel like it honors Southeast Asia and traditions while also being more modern and, you know, skin bearing. And then underneath is this great long tassel necklace, which I really like. Her nails are also phenomenal, might I add. And then she's got a skirt which is just white and not really fitted. She's kind of moving a little bit in this picture, so I can't quite see, but I believe it's like a satin, it's a full-length skirt, but it sort of melds to the body, but it's not figure hugging, if you know what I mean. I believe she has tights on underneath, so maybe these are pants, I don't know. Okay, so they are definitely pants, but the way that they're made is that there's this piece of fabric which is not asymmetrical, but it sort of comes down from the waist to one of the legs, making it look like a skirt, but I really like it. And then she is wearing tights. There's a thick kind of crisscross waistband which peeks out, and overall I really like this. Hair is great too, like a little bubble braid or something. Since I'm not a diehard fan of Priyanka or Nick, I feel like I haven't seen their red carpet looks really, but I'm really liking Priyanka's and I really like seeing something different and something inspired, and you know, Nick is also there. Moving on, Priyanka does it again. She had two looks, not three, two. I think one was for presenting and one was for the red carpet. And this one is even better in my opinion. It's this blouse, sort of satiny top that, first of all, let's talk about the cut. It goes deep like a little UV kind of deal. Then there's sort of a cutout around the neck, making the lapels stick out a little bit more. And then the sleeves are sort of puffed, and it just looks so beautiful, the cut. And then it has butterflies all embroidered on the front, and then those make up the hemline, and I think it is so gorgeous. It's definitely like a peplum inspired look in my opinion, but taking it one step farther and also making it one level better. And then underneath is just a black, not bodycon, but like very shapely long skirt, and I think that this looks so good. Really classy, but a little bit fun. We are off to such a good start. I'm very excited to see the rest of these now. What if I say that and then get disappointed? Cynthia Erivo, she's usually the first one on the list, but okay, she's wearing Louis Vuitton, and upon first glance, I'm not totally obsessed with the whole thing, but there are definitely aspects that I do like about it. I love the silver part, which is sort of chains on the top half. There's also this collar and trim, which kind of reminds me of a harness, a little bit reminiscent of the bibs or harnesses or whatever you want to call it that they used to do. I also sort of like this cut where it like cinches in and then poofs out a little bit. That was sort of how her last dress was, but something about this kind of makes it seem like a middle school homecoming dress or something like that. I think it might be because of the gold and the silver, or the texture of the sparkles on the gold half, but I honestly don't hate it because I feel like she's always giving us something new, and that's what I like about it. And just looking at her face, which is beautiful, of course, I love the earrings and the nose ring. I feel like those look really, really good. Not in love with the plastic heels though. Tom Hiddleston, I mean, he looks good, but why don't you jump in your getaway car and bring back something with a little bit more flavor? That was probably too much. Andra Day, this looks so gorgeous to me. It's this green, just long, very sort of shapeless dress, I would say. It has these gold loops as the trim and also sort of a halter style top, and it's very cool. It adds a lot of texture and I feel like it looks good against the green. This is sort of similar to a harness, which we were just talking about. I can only assume that it's backless. I really like this color. I think that this is super simple, but the little details make it a little bit more extravagant. I like it. I feel like sometimes outfits remind me of certain award shows. It definitely reminds me of the BAFTAs, so I think that's perfect. This was a good choice for this award show. Renee Zellweger, she normally goes for the simple sort of sleek looks, and they're usually sparkly, not always super interesting, but I really like this one. It's of course because of the neckline, which kind of looks like flowers or something, petals perhaps. It's this silvery gray sort of color, but in a way that I really like. It's more of a stone color, I would say, and it's not shiny or metallic, but it has sheen, it has shape. It looks really liquid and fluid, and the way the light hits it, it looks gorgeous. And the hem is kind of really nice too. She just kind of looks like a flower, a petal, perhaps a fairy from Tinkerbell. I feel like this is definitely, what's that one fairy? Rosetta, maybe? Don't love the pumps, but that's okay. Next, we've got Kosar Ali in Alexandra McQueen and Chef's Kiss. This looks so good. How to describe this? So we've got this white turtleneck dress. I'm kind of wearing a turtleneck dress right now. And it's this really beautiful, possibly organza material. Don't quote me. It's maybe tulle. It's ruffling all down, sort of cascading, if you will. And there's also these tiny mini buttons coming down as well. And it just looks so gorgeous and so fun. And then you add this sort of cream cropped blazer top. It just adds a sort of, not industrial, but more, it's like the business in the front, party in the back, but business on the top, party in the bottom. And then paired with these gorgeous white pointed boots. And the jewelry is stunning. The earrings gorgeous, and the earrings match jewels on her hijab, which is so beautiful. They're kind of ruby colored. I think she looks beautiful. I love this look. And you want to know what else? She is 19. Take this as a lesson. When the 19-year-olds are showing you up on the red carpet and you've been in the business for however long, just take that as a sign. Because of course all of the biggest stars are watching this, taking notes, I'm sure. Riz Ahmed, who's wearing Prada. I love how it's more colorful because, not always, but a lot of the times Prada is more black and white, or at least that's what people choose when they wear Prada. So there's this patterned turtleneck. Love the turtlenecks, guys. There's this very nice fitted blue suit over top. And these really, really cool shoes. They're sort of platform dress shoes, but the soles are kind of wider than the shoe. This is simple, but I really like it because it's not simple and boring. It's simple and less boring. A little bit more unique. And something I just love is the Prada logo. I think it looks so cool. The little triangle on the pocket, if there's even a pocket, I don't know. Gugu Mbatha-Raw, I really hope I pronounced that correctly. I butchered so many names in the last one, is wearing Louis Vuitton, and I really like this. It's a silver, kind of firework patterned dress. It's full length, well, it hits just about the ankles, and I really love the cut. It's sort of this more of a sweetheart-ish neckline, flares out ever so slightly at the hips. That could also just be her body. And then it just goes down in a sort of mermaid-ish style, but it doesn't hug the legs. Was that a good description? No. What I will say is I don't love the little part that's supposed to be a belt. I don't know what it is about that. I just don't like it. And then I know that they need to have the sheer part, but I just don't like how I can see it. The zippers are very prominent too. Just a few qualms, but I do like this. I think my favorite part is this like textured pattern. I really enjoy that. Leslie Odom Jr. He's been really killing it this season, and this is another one. He's wearing Versace, and underneath is another turtleneck. I guess that's a theme. I'm so glad I wore my turtleneck today. It's sort of this red and blue checkered print that's sort of warped. Kind of reminds me of the Paloma wool shirts that are so cute but expensive. I'm also sorry if you can hear the construction. This is the only time I could really do it. And then over top is this brilliant blue suit. Very nice. I love the color. It looks like a really nice material too. More satiny than normal suits, if that makes any sense. And then over top, a red trench coat. I love it. I love trench coats. The fact that it's red is perfect. I feel like I was just talking about trench coats. And then red socks and these cool loafer sort of industrial style platform shoes. I'm really liking it. We're really stepping up the shoe game from dress shoes and loafers. They are still those things, but they're more exciting and unique, which I'm really liking. It's probably because we don't get to go out that often, so they're like, oh, I better step up my game. Literally, I absolutely love this. It is so good. The thing is though, it's nothing crazy, and I think that's because the bar is kind of low, but I still really like it. The two blues don't match perfectly, but I kind of don't hate it, honestly. He had another look, still Versace. This pose, yeah, you can definitely tell he's a Broadway sort of person in this pose. In this one, he's in a suit that showcases the new monograms that came out like the other day. I wasn't really sure how I would feel about this because I'm not a huge fan of those monograms, but I really like this actually. It's red again, which I really love how he's got like a little scheme, a color scheme. Underneath, it looks like possibly a mock neck of yellow, but it's the same monogram, but it's just in yellow. And then I think there's possibly a sweater vest underneath with that monogram. And it all is a lot, but I really like it. I think I like the other one better because it's a little bit less busy, but I still really like this. I think these are the same shoes as before. The loafers look really good. I'm really loving these bright colors. I'm hoping to see more as we go through. Yeah, Leslie Odom Jr., doing well. Bucky Bacre, and first of all, she looks gorgeous. This satiny number is by Prada, and I really love this texture. I love how you can see it shine. I love the color. However, I'm not the biggest fan of the draping. It's a very simple sort of strapless dress, and it kind of has no shape, which I do kind of like. I'm just a little bit confused about the draping, but I think that kind of adds to the charm. I think it just looks very simple, and I love how her hair is up. This was a perfect dress for that, and it's just very simple but beautiful to me. Clara Amfo, and this I also really like. So it's a black satin suit, which I think fits really well. The jacket is longer. It's not oversized, but it's longer, and it's trimmed with black fringe. I think it's so simple that it looks good. Yeah, you can wear a black suit, but you can dress it up and make it look a little bit more cool and interesting. And then these pants are just a little bit wider, straight legs, and we've got the pumps. I love this a lot. A little string of pearls. We're going for really simple, classic, elegant today. Might I say this is because this is not in America? I don't know why I'm liking these so much. I haven't had one huge qualm yet. Pedro Pascal is in Prada, and this is sort of what I think about when I think about Prada, just like the black and white, sleek, classic, minimal, but a little bit interesting. And I really like this. It's this long suit jacket, not really a trench coat, just a long one that goes to about his knees, and then very thin fitted, you might even say skinny pants, but then they are kind of cuffed, or there's some sort of detail. I think it might be because they're over the shoe, which is just a dress shoe. But I don't know, it looks very interesting, kind of like there's a little boot, but there's not. And I think it looks very simple, but also good. I like it. Maria Bakalova, oh my goodness. I absolutely love this. She's wearing Armani. First of all, background, 10 out of 10, love it. I love these colors. They're so Eastery and springy and beautiful. The hair looks great with this dress, which is a spaghetti strap, scoop neck, and then it's sort of like the Cynthia Revo. It cinches in and then it poofs out. I really love it. I feel like it would have been kind of cool if the waist was a little bit lower. Not a drop waist, but a little bit lower. But I feel like maybe that's just how it was tailored to her. It kind of looks like those resin things that people sell on Etsy, you know, where they make sort of like a tray and they put resin in it with all these sparkly things. Yeah, I don't know, she looks like a princess, and I honestly really like it. I think it fits well, I think it's flattering, and I think aesthetically it looks pretty. Her last one just wasn't hitting it for me. I feel like the last ones were average, but these ones are speaking to me. Another good one, Kingsley Ben Adir is wearing Dior, another turtleneck in black, and then another silky satiny suit, which is also black, but again, it's interesting. It has a little bit of something. For one, the lapel slash opening part is sort of off to the side, so it's not directly in the center, which I love. And then there's this belt. You know how I feel about belts, but this is on a suit, and it's just a strip of fabric which matches the lapel, and it just cinches it in ever so slightly, which I love. And then the pants and the shoes are pants and shoes. And now we are back to boring, not people, outfits. This is James McAvoy, I believe. Yeah. Are you ready for this one? This is Celeste. Where do I even start? This color is gorgeous. It's sort of this dark forest green, but then you unsaturate it a little bit. So it's not a dark forest green. So I don't know why I said that. But this color is gorgeous. I have no idea what to call it. It's a dress with a square neckline, and again, these like puffed sleeves, but the sleeves go into gloves. And the fact that they're not perfectly fitted to the arm makes me like it even more, because I feel like that's what we see with the sleeves going into gloves, but I still like it like this. And the dress is definitely a drop waist, or maybe it's a mini dress, and it comes off into just strips of the fabric all around. Kind of looks like those pieces of paper where you tear off the bottom and it has like a number on it to like tutor someone or something. And then underneath that is sheer black fabric. First of all, I love these little shoes, and then embroidered on the dress are these black adornments. Some of them are coming off with beaded things, and then it kind of wraps around her neck into a necklace, adding on to the dress and making it become more 3D, or it's already 3D, but I think it's very 20s, and I don't know anything about the decades. The way that this fabric is textured, I don't know at all what's going on with the black embellishments on the dress, but I like it. And the thing is, these looks aren't anything crazy, but I've just been let down so much, and obviously they're all dressing to please me. We're taking a little bit of a dip into my peak. This is Anna Kendrick, and I honestly don't think this is anything exciting. It's not super beautiful to me. It's just a gown with sort of a crisscross detail V-neck, and then it's cinched in with like little belt and, you know, flares out a little bit with a very, very high slit. I feel like the most interesting thing about this is the sort of textured, colored pattern we've got going on with blacks and grays and reds, chromes, all the colors. I kind of do like the belt. I know. It ties in with the straps and sort of matches like that, not industrial feel, but sort of industrial feel. I don't know what to call it. Rose Byrne. I really like this one. Again, we've got that cropped blazer, but this time it's the whole suit. It's this really sparkly embedded fabric all the way down, beaded, the shiniest lapel I've ever seen. The pocket looks a little bit higher too, which I like. Moving on to the pants, the waistband sort of looks like a cummerbund, and they poof out a little bit. I could be saying that, and that could just be their body type, so I apologize about that. They're cinched at the waistband, and then they're wide a little bit, and then they're straight leg at the bottom. I love the fit of them. I love these little kitten heels and the sparkles. The one thing I don't love is the hair, but I can get past that. I absolutely love this suit. I don't know how to describe it anymore because it's just look at it and admire it. Also, this award show set at McDonald's because I'm loving it. This is the face of someone who can't believe they just said that. As that was coming out of my mouth, I was like, don't say that, that's not funny, that's cheesy. Let's move on. Vanessa Kirby. I had to omit some of her looks in the past couple red carpets because there wasn't much commentary on it, but she's really been killing it lately. I think it just looks simple but beautiful. And this one looks so much better than her last one. I keep saying this as if you've seen them, but just know that these are much better than the SAG Awards. This is another square neckline dress, but it's a very slinky silver, again, more fluid fabric. It has these just small spaghetti straps, a really high slit, and it just fits her so nicely. It's sort of like a second skin, a little bit robotic in a way. Not robotic, more like otherworldly, Avatar-ish. Not Avatar, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Phoebe Deniver from Bridgerton. I always say that, but I'm gonna try to stop because I'm sure actors don't want to be remembered from their one single thing, even though that's what she's here for this season. Now, her last Louis Vuitton dress wasn't my favorite. I didn't think it was anything special. I think this is gorgeous. She's wearing this asymmetrical black dress with one sleeve has, again, a little bit of a puffed or kind of raised sleeve, and it billows out and then cinches at the wrist. I think, again, this is quite simple. Nothing crazy or new, but it just looks so beautiful, and I'm just so excited to not be seeing the same things anymore, you know? And the dress it's kind of tiered a little bit. It has a lot of extra fabric at the end. Not extra, just fabric. Again, with this one, not much to say, but I just think it's beautiful. Although my one qualm is, I know you need a zipper, but I can just see it so vividly in this picture. Remy Weeks. This is another black suit with a little bit of a different twist. It's Dior, which we can see from the little lapel pin. This jacket isn't centered. It's sort of more off to the right, at least like the buttons are. The thing that stood out to me were these huge pockets, which I absolutely love. I think, again, this looks really good, very clean, very sleek. Crazy? No, but nice. Ashley Madekwe. This is, again, very pretty. This dress is a brilliant yellow shade. It's sort of a halter top. It's not the halter top we saw before. It's more like a halter neck. And then there are cutouts, which make it look like a point of fabric hanging onto the top. And that point is exaggerated by the drop waist sort of deal we've got going on. And then there's satin. Love the hair and makeup. Jewelry is nice. I like how the cups are a little bit more detailed and different. They kind of stand out. This isn't my favorite shade of yellow, but I think that this is pretty. Love the satin. Neve Algar. She's wearing Valentino. She's sitting in this picture, so I can't quite see, but it sort of looks like a long tunic, very shapeless, in this bright orange with a lot of texture. The fabric is kind of coiled, if you will, and it's sort of like a high neck scoop. It kind of reminds me of the sort of things that Maya Rudolph usually wears. I can see like a little strappy heel poking out. Love the eyeliner. Sophie Cookson. Again, these are all simple looks, but they look really beautiful to me. I don't know if that's because I've lowered my standards after each of these award shows, or they're just calling out to me today, but it's this black velvet long-sleeved A-line-ish style dress. The shoulders have possibly shoulder pads, or they're just more pointed, and they have, I don't remember what these things are called, but they're the things that officers and royals have with the tassels coming off. And I think they look really beautiful in this nice blue color. And then as we get to the actual dress, if we look really up close, we can see sort of an asymmetrical closure. And then it's all trimmed in this really pretty black beaded sort of material. I think it looks, again, really simple, but really beautiful. And I like the little added details. Barry Cogan, again, in a more simple, nice blue suit, but what stands out is this really beautiful pink knitted sweater vest. I wouldn't say it's crochet, but it has that style with the holes in it. I don't know what to call it, but it's dainty, very beautiful. And then underneath is this blue and white striped button down. I think it looks really great, really British to me. Very Harry Styles. Not that Harry Styles owns that or created it or anything. He just wears it often. I think it looks really good. Last, but in no means least, is Alan Kim, who is this adorable, like 5-year-old maybe? I don't know how old he is. He's been at the award shows a lot this season. Haven't mentioned him because, I mean, he's a child, but I just wanted to because we're gearing toward the end, and I just wanted to mention he's so cute. He always looks really dapper in his little suits. I'm not gonna judge a child, but I think he looks cute. That was the BAFTAs, and honestly, I came away from this feeling nice. I came away feeling a little bit light. I wouldn't say any of these looks are crazy or out of this world, but I am just excited to see what's next. I think that they look so splendid, and I don't know what it is this year, but I am excited to see something crazy soon. And you know what? I think just a couple hours ago or something, they announced that there was going to be a Met Gala this year, and I'm so excited. So you'll definitely see us critiquing that. Oh, and of course, we gotta do favorites and least favorites. Wow. Favorite is gonna be hard because I loved a lot of them. Leslie Odom Jr. definitely up there. Kosar Ali I think was really great. I liked Phoebe's, although hers was more basic, which is not a bad thing. I feel like the word basic has such a stigma to it nowadays, probably because of misogyny, but I don't mean that in a bad way, although it is used as an insult, especially nowadays. I liked Priyanka's. It's hard for me to choose favorites and least favorites because every time I always forget all the people that were there. Not in a bad way, it's just there are so many people. See you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.